guys, so we're back. I know I've been missing for a little bit. It's been, what, 2 months now, I think. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. I don't know, with the way the year was going, January was an absolute nightmare. I am not a fake person, so getting in front of the camera and acting like everything was okay, I can't do it. It's not in me, you know? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and explain everything just in case anyone cares. Do you care about why I've been kind of missing and absent? I usually try to show support to all the other channels here, and I typically try to upload as many videos as I can. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. There was just so much happening. It was an absolute shit show. And January was probably the worst month of, I don't know, our lives. It was pretty rough. So anyway, January 12th, me and my husband, this is something like we have routinely done for about 2 years now. When he comes home from work, we go into town, we get a energy drink, and we just kind of like take a small drive. It's nothing, but it's kind of like a way to put the day behind. Like, okay, you know, it's 6 o'clock, everybody's off of work. You know, it's a wind down that we do. You know, we get our energy drink, we talk about each other's day, that kind of thing. And so our phone kept going off. And this year, like, we had already debated, like, we were going to try to leave work, like, behind. So when he would get off, you know, because everything's linked to a cell phone, right? When it comes to being a small business, people don't really care. They'll call, you know, Saturday or Sunday, and it could be 9 o'clock at night. They don't give a shit whether you're open or not, you know? And they expect that out of small businesses, that you have to kind of cater to that. So this year it was kind of important that, you know, we didn't run to the phone to answer it every time it would go off. And unfortunately, you know, this particular day was kind of a rough day to do that with. So we were driving down the street. We went through into the refuge, you know, we were looking at deer and everything. And the phones kept going off, and we kind of just avoided it. We didn't know the phone numbers that they were calling from, so we just figured, okay, it's a customer they can call, you know, when we're open in the morning, you know, that kind of thing. Eventually, my phone went off, but it was Messenger. Somebody was trying to contact me through Messenger, and I didn't really know this woman that well. Mark knew her better, so I handed my phone over to him, and she was like, hey, there's a medical call out at this address. Isn't this your mom's address? So of course it was his mom, you know, her address. So we get off the phone there. He starts calling back these numbers, what it was. One of them was like his aunt, and she was like, hey, the story that we got at this time was that his mom, they had heard a noise, and like she was in critical condition, and that like she had head trauma and hypothermia. Well, this had taken place, this was January 12th, right? I'm in Oklahoma. We had just had like that big cold front that came through. There was still ice and everything on the ground. And the way that their house was had like a wheelchair type of ramp, you know what I mean? And so we thought, okay, you know, she had been going through like it was like that cough that everybody had at that time. I had it, everybody had it, you know? And so we thought, okay, maybe she had a spell coughing, and maybe she hit her head, which caused the trauma or something, and then she slumped over outside and got the hypothermia. In our mind, we didn't think it was quite as bad as what it was. So we were told to wait out at the helicopter pad where they Metaflight them out at, you know, because like I said, she was in critical condition. And so we wait there for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It really shouldn't have, normally, under normal circumstances, it wouldn't have taken that long. You know, she was only 7 miles away. And, you know, ambulance, they can rush past, so it shouldn't have taken that long. But when they got there, you know, we realized then that, you know, they had tubes in her. They were trying to take blood. She was too cold. They couldn't, like, draw blood from her. They were trying to get her body temperature up. They couldn't do that, which is why they couldn't get the blood. So anyway, you know, she obviously wasn't speaking or moving or anything like that. And then they Metaflight her out, right? So, okay, this is about 7 o'clock, right, on the 12th. This would have been a Thursday. So they take her, they Metaflight her out, and they tell us to wait behind to get all of her information, like her insurance, her ID, you know, and her change of clothes for coming home, like all these things that, right, a normal person would need when they come home from the hospital. So we go and we get her purse and we get all this stuff. Okay, so we're in Oklahoma. I'm on the border between like Texas and Oklahoma, And it is a 2-hour drive one way, whether I go into Dallas or whether we go into Oklahoma City. It's the exact same. So about 8 o'clock, like I said, this is about 6:37 when they took her. So starting from about 8:15, we started calling Plano City Medical, where is the hospital they like metaflighted her to. And this bitch on the phone was like, nope, nobody's here by that name. And so at first we thought, okay, she hasn't made it there yet, you know, we really didn't know. And so it's like, okay, well, we'll call back later, you know. And so at this point we were calling back every about 30 minutes looking for her. Same damn woman kept picking up. She had a freaking stupid ass attitude. Every time I think about it, it really just pisses me off all over again, because these were crucial hours that were wasted. And because this bitch didn't want to get off her ass and actually go look. So at this point, we kept calling every 30 minutes. 2:30 in the morning comes around, you guys. 2:30 in the morning. They can't find her. This bitch is being rude as hell. She won't help, you know, and she just doesn't want to freaking help at all. You know, I can't say it. She was lazy is what it was. She didn't get up to actually look. And so finally we call, like I said, it was 2:30. A different woman picks up the phone this time. A different woman answers, and she was like, yeah, we've been wondering who this woman is, you know. We've been fucking calling all damn day, you know, like how the hell. But anyway, come to find out, she was in room 6. She had been there the whole time. The ambulance, or not the ambulance, the helicopter had dropped her off and didn't leave a name, a birthday, anything. But when we were like hunting down the ambulance that took her there, like we had to hunt down these people, like, are you sure you took her to this hospital? Because every time we're calling there, they're like, no, you know, there's nobody here. There's nobody. There was nobody metaflighted in. There was all this thing. Like, this woman was telling us a crock of shit, you know, and it was just a freaking lie. But anyway, so we ended up finding her. She was there the whole time. It took one other person to freaking actually 5 seconds later found her, you know. And at this point, we found out that she had like her hypothermia. They were getting her body temperature up. And you know, she still had the head trauma, that kind of thing. They couldn't figure out what that was from. I guess she had hit her head. But as they, like, when the phone got handed to the actual doctor, Mark got to talk to the actual doctor at this point at 2:30 in the morning. And he said that as they were bringing up her body temperature, that she had internal bleeding, and she had what you call an aortic dissection. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that. It was kind of the first for us, but that was where, like, your main artery in your body, hers tore, and she was, you know, bleeding internally. So he was like, okay, in worst case scenario, you know, do we resuscitate? And then Mark was like, well, of course, you know. So we had a big, like, he's got a big family. So everybody was heading up there, right? Different parts of Oklahoma. Everyone was heading up there to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning. At this point, at 2:30, we finally find her. We had just found her. Okay, from 7 to freaking 2:30 in the morning, this woman was missing. Okay, so we find her. This is the news we get. Like, okay, do we resuscitate just in case, the worst case scenario? They didn't really say exactly how, like, bad it was. You know, we knew it was bad, but we still thought we had a little bit of time, you know, at least to see her. About 4-ish rolls around, and the nurse calls, and she was like, hey, you know, we've been fighting to keep her alive all night long. If you want to see her mom, you need to get in the car and leave now. They said, and there's no, like, promises that she can even last that 2-hour drive for you to get here. So anyway, of course, you know, we wake up our daughter, we get in the car. About 46 miles out, we get the phone call that she had, like, they've been trying on her for like 20 minutes. And okay, anyway, so they've been working on her for 20 minutes. And what did they want him to do? And then, you know, he asked, well, is there anything that we can do? Like, there's nothing that we can do to help her. And they said no. With her, like, internal bleeding, no doctor would help her. And if, like, in case, like, by a miracle that she would survive this whole situation with her hypothermia and the way that she was found, the blood rushed to her head for so long, that she wouldn't be the same. So anyway, he, you know, he went ahead and called it. So anyway, that was how that went. And so it was January 13th. It would have been a Friday the 13th. And so we got the news that his mom had passed away. So she was, you know, healthy and everything. So they went ahead and kept her body to do like an autopsy. So we didn't actually have her funeral until the 25th. So, you know, during this time, though, we had a lot of family members, like all his family and friends and stuff was coming by the house. You know, he had a good, like, a lot of people that was actually there for him, which was so surprising. We definitely didn't expect that many people to, I don't know, give a shit, you know what I mean? But anyway, what we didn't know was that a lot of them were sick. So, like, that wasn't bad enough, right? And their hearts were in it well. Like, they didn't mean anything by it, right? Death doesn't stop even, you know what I mean? Like, people want to pay their respects whether they're feeling good or not. So, during this time, a lot of people were coming in and out of the house, and it's flu season, and we didn't know people were sick. So, the 25th rolls around. Sorry, y'all, my nose was running. So the 25th was, rolled around. We had her funeral. She had a beautiful turnout. Everything was beautiful. She was surrounded by flowers and loved ones and friends and God family. Like, it was a big thing. And so the 26th, we had been postponing our daughter's prom dress, right? So we go into Grapevine, Texas to get our daughter's prom dress, and my husband had like popped some Tylenol on the way there, and I just thought, well, it was due to maybe a headache due to all the stress that we've been going through, you know, all the things that's been happening. It's a lot to take on, especially when you're only child. You know, me and him are both only child. Our daughter's the only child. It's, it's a lot when your parents die. It's a burden. You have to take on all that responsibility, everything. So I figured it was just due to stress. You know what I mean? It wasn't until we were coming home later, my chest started feeling weird. And I already knew, like, I'm an asthmatic. When we get sick, we feel it in our chest before it even hits anything else. Like, it's automatic. It just hits our chest first. If you're an asthmatic, you know what that is. But anyway, sure as shit, an hour or two after we get home, I was in bed for the next 4 days with a high fever. And probably about another, I think it was like 6 or 7 days, I was still like down. I was sick. It hit me hard. Luckily, Mark, I think it only hit him with a fever for about 2 days, and he was able to thank God, get up and still like function. I couldn't. I was pretty much dead. Like, it got me hard, but anyway, so that ended up happening. So like I said, January was just really hard. On top of that, like, for whatever reason, I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I've never lied to y'all, and I don't plan on it. And I'm damn sure, like if there's one thing about me, it's like, I'm not fake. I don't get up here and try to pretend to be something I'm not. So everyone's flawed, obviously. Anyway, so we're sick. We're dealing with this loss. You're up there grieving, and then our daughter decides that she wants to be unruly. So I started getting these truancy emails, and I figured they were like a mass email that was being sent out because this girl's always been a straight A student. She like a junior in high school, in her second semester in college. Like I said, she's very smart. She goes to state every year for her track. Like, she's always on top of things. You know what I mean? Well, here a while back, we had put our foot down to a particular boy. He's a little bit older, and just no. You know what I mean? Like, this boy, he's old enough to work, but don't. He's not in school. He should maybe be in college or something, but don't. He just literally it's like a flop house that they live in. Like, the young sister even is not in school. The parents aren't around. Like, it's a flop house over there, okay? I'm sorry. I don't like to judge, but when it comes to my daughter, who's only 17, I don't want to get her, like, mixed in with that situation. You know what I mean? And, so I guess she retaliated is what she was doing. It was kind of a first for us. We didn't expect it. When I asked her about, like, the emails, she was like, oh yeah, everybody gets it. And that's what I thought, because they always do that. So I didn't think anything of it because she'd always been pretty much responsible. If I would have, like, kept scrolling down, I would have seen how many that she had that she was, like, missing days. But we were dealing with this funeral and all these things that we had to take care of. I didn't sit up there and ever even dream that she would have done something like that. So anyway, it's on me. I feel like I slipped a little bit there. Definitely, like, I've questioned where I could have gone wrong on this. The only thing I can think of is, like, sometimes that teens rebel, So anyway, yeah, that was a whole thing there. And we were looking at a $500 to $1,000 fine for truancy. Yeah, like, I'm telling you, a fucking nightmare of January. It just, a healthy person was just taken away. We get sick with the damn flu. Our daughter, who'd never really done anything like this before, like, yeah, she's been mouthy before, but nothing like this, you know what I mean? So yeah, we was having to deal with all of this stuff. So after that, my husband followed her around campus, followed her around school for the next 2 days to make sure that she went to class on time. It was humiliating for her, and I will have to say, since then, she's been decent. It's crazy what it will do, isn't it? After that had happened, right? Things started to kind of get a little bit normal. I ended up getting bit by a brown recluse. So on my finger, on my pinky finger, it swelled up to like a little viney sausage. And I've got a scar from it now, actually. But anyway, yeah, it was horrible. So that happened. And then the highlight happened. Like a shift started changing. Of course, I was on antibiotics and stuff for the finger, so nobody worry about that. But anyway, my birthday was coming around. So this was, Mark surprised me with like a stay, all three of us, of course. We went up to Oklahoma City, and we were up there for about 3 days. I love Oklahoma City. It's very artsy. I like the artsy scene. And they got a lot of good restaurants and everything. So we go up there. It was on Valentine's Day, and we had Ethiopian food, which was amazing. It's one of our favorite places there. And then the next day we went like antiquing and stuff, and then I realized I am not an antiquer. After like going to multiple like vintage malls and stuff and coming out with nothing but like a pair or two of earrings, it's like, okay, it's hours have passed, my feet hurt, there ain't shit in these places I want, you know? So anyway, I hit some collectible stores. I picked up some things. I have a haul video coming. I will get that out. I kind of wanted to explain everything that was going down first. Hopefully you guys understand, you know, it was just a really, really tough time for us. And like I said, I couldn't come on here and be like, hey, everything is great. Look at this I just picked up. Like, no, I was in hell no. But I think that's it. I think that's all that happened. Spider bite went away. Kids started acting better. Everything with the funeral went smooth. Like there was no issues or disagreements anywhere. Some people tried, but that got shut down real quick. For the most part, everything was good. And my birthday was amazing. Saturday, we ended up going, which would have been the 15th, and we had hot pot for the first time. I've been wanting to try hot pot forever. And Oklahoma City has this called like lemongrass hot pot. It's like a buffet, and it's a hot pot. So it was so fun. I found out that I like bok choy and like the pork belly and all the things. It was amazing. It really was so good. Probably that made it to like one of my favorite, like top 10 favorite moments in my life, I think. It's so weird, but like just, it was a nice time that I had with my husband right there. It was nice. It was peaceful. Our daughter wasn't into it, but you know, it is what it is. But the next day was my birthday on the 16th. And unfortunately, we had to end up coming home that day. But we did go and eat Indian food on the 16th. So it was a nice birthday. And everything has been pretty decent. Like since then, I feel good again. I can do these videos without like, I don't know, freaking out, I guess, or trying to pretend like everything is okay. But we're on the right track. God, let's hope so anyway. And here is one of these, what are these? Jesus Christ, what is this thing? It's a digital download. Oh, so just a little couple of things here. I kept getting reported while I was sick. So on top of all this bullshit that I'm dealing with, some asshat kept spam reporting my fucking videos. Like all these years, I have made sure that I didn't even really cuss in my videos, okay? Because I was so particular about getting in trouble. I didn't want to get in trouble. And then you got some dumbass over there, you know, fixated, stuck on stupid, set up there freaking reporting me left and right for nothing. And this person's blocked from my channel. You know, we all know that this person has had it out for me since the freaking, like, I don't know, a month in of me starting my freaking channel. I don't know. I swear some people get fixated and they have nothing else to do. Like, if you have that much fucking time on your hands, get a damn job, man. Anyway, so I got blocked from my channel for a while. That was stupid. For a vintage haul. A vintage haul. Can you believe that? I got a strike and blocked from my channel for like 10 days. It was stupid. Anyway, so here is this, and let's hope to God I don't get in trouble for this one. But, yeah, dumbass. Here's this. Anyway, thank you guys who stayed with me and kind of like even during these kind of like spells where I'm not uploading as frequently. I promise you, if I'm not uploading, it's has to do with something going on. It's not just because I don't enjoy uploading, because I do. I love collecting and I love showing you guys what it is. So anyway, I hope you guys can understand. Hopefully the movie's pretty good. I didn't finish that movie, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. I got a lot of cool stuff to show you guys, so bye y'all.